in my teeth.
There's one in between your teeth. I don't see it.
I see it in the mirror.
You do? Oh, I don't see anything. But you did eat a lot today. Can you guys hear us okay? Did you get it? I don't see anything between your teeth, honey.
I see something that is something in my teeth.
I believe you. I believe you. I'm just saying I don't see it, honey.
I see it.
Okay. It's okay. So, Clarky, which color was it that you wanted me to do?
That one.
Pink. Okay. Sounds good. I can do that.
Cool, Clarky, and good, mommy.
2 Clarkies and 2 mummies.
Tommy. It's me. Rank.
Who's that? Is that you?
It's Cool Clarky laughing.
They're all That's true.
Hey, you're copying me.
I'm copying you? How am I copying you?
No, the other Clarky is copying me. You're copying me.
Are you complaining to your reflection in the mirror?
Yeah. I'm here,
That seems a little unfair. The reflection didn't do nothing wrong. Huh. It's just a mirror. I already did this one. Thank you. I already did this one. I haven't done my blush yet, but I normally will do that after eyes, huh? Oh, madam! Oh, my! They're distinguished! Ooh! Beautiful! Not with that one, not with that one! We want a different brush for these. Here, let me hold that. There we go. Oh, I actually have not cleaned this brush since last time I used it. My bad. So it's still very pink, isn't it? Look. Still pink from last time I used it. Let's see how much is on there. Is it pink?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Can I do my eyes?
No, remember what I said. That some makeup is good for littles and some makeup is good for adults, huh? So we've got some stuff that's okay for littles and we've got some stuff that isn't really okay. And I don't know about this stuff, so. You're getting powder all over your hand, huh? Here, let me just brush it off a little bit, okay? Okay, go for it. Wow, you're like a professional. Yeah, the that's true. I brushed a lot of it off because I don't know if it's okay for your eyes, right? So you got a little bit of pink, just a little. Wow, good job.
This is my makeup.
Beautiful.
Hey, it's not makeup on my lip.
No, remember I offered you the chapstick. Do you want some?
No, I want you. And you got that you put it on your lip.
Yeah, the chapstick, right? Here, can you sit? And I'll get it for you. Oh, you already found it. Perfect. She found it. It's very warm here again, guys. So we spent a lot of our morning outside. Too much! Ah! That's too much. Here, grab just a little bit with your finger and you can rub it on. Remember to go, There we go, because otherwise it just gets around your lips, huh? And that's not as helpful. Here, and I'll take the rest. I'll just be really gummed up. Ready?
I don't want it on.
You don't like it? It feels weird, doesn't it? It makes your lips all like... We can wipe it off and then we can go see if Daddy's awake. Do you want to do that?
I like it off.
Yeah, you did it. Fantastic. Oh, yay! Mira Clarkey gets some love after being accused of being a copycat. Clarkey. Nope. Not today. Just chapstick today. Okay. I think we're gonna have to BRB for a sec. I'm gonna get her settled. But enjoy the music. Hello. Oh my gosh, toddler tyranny in this house. Ugh. Okay. Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome to the stream. I need to finish my makeup. She was like, I just want makeup so bad. Okay. I put like the tiniest amount of pink eyeshadow on her, and then she was like, I want more. I was like, no, we're not doing this. Anywho, this like pale purple is really pretty. I don't know if I could make that work somehow, but hey, we're playing around with makeup more lately. Let's just try it. That's fun. Yeah, you know toddlers. They're always looking for their next fix, dude. Pretty. Is this a makeup tutorial stream? No, my makeup was supposed to be done before I ever was live. But you know, sometimes that just don't happen when there's a toddler in the house. Oh my god, blush just went everywhere. bye. I'm not doing eyeliner today. I was in Callis Fair yesterday, yeah. It was a lot of like hunkering down though, like not a ton happened. It was a lot of like, well, Talaris is supposedly in town, so don't get caught by Talaris, just in case shit goes wacky. So I literally hung out at the Mushroom House for the first hour and just sat and watched people like run by acting wacky. And then was in the Grove for an hour. Like it was I didn't do a ton. But that's okay. Who's that? C'est moi. Bo didn't stream. I didn't get POV on Mushroom Gang. Yeah, I was with Bo for like the second hour-ish. But yeah. It was... honestly, it was much more chill than I expected it to be, given the circumstances. It was much more of a chill stream that time. Sam's makeup next. Sam's had his sister's done his makeup before, and he was not feeling it. And he's had his makeup done, just like natural makeup done for natural makeup, referring to like makeup that's intended to look like there's no makeup there, for like shoots and things a bunch. But yeah. Will he ever unprivate that video? Probably never, if I had to guess. Happy Saturday morning, DOOGER, everybody. Where's my phone? I think it's in Clarky's room. I'm not going to bother right now. I've had makeup applied for plays, and I wasn't a fan. When I was in high school, we all had to do makeup for the plays, and it was awful. It was like the worst. And the difference between that and having my makeup done by like professional makeup people is wacky. Like the difference is so wacky. Makeup sucks. I mean, it's totally fine if you don't like makeup. I think it's a little intense to say that makeup in general sucks. Hello, Watson. What's up? Yeah. Siren, how are you? There she is. Yeah, I'm good. Yes? Hi, pretty girl. Oh my god, my chickens were so loud this morning. This is like the second time this has happened. And somebody was like, in the tweets, in the tweet replies to me being like, my chickens are fighting over the laying spot. Somebody, they might be watching right now, was like, oh, typically if like chickens are hanging out outside of the nesting spot or the nesting box and are like really loud, it's because they're like cheering each other on. And I just don't know what to think, because when I had looked it up originally, it was like, if the chicken sounds annoyed or like urgent, it probably means that they also need to lay an egg and are basically like, get on with it, right? So Bergie was being really loud and obnoxious is really the end of it. And I was like, yeah, it literally looked like an egg laying queue. So I guess there's probably a bunch of eggs out there. How are the chickens' personalities? They're all very independent now. They could be anywhere at any given time. They don't necessarily hang out together. Um, they're all just like very sweet, curious chickens. They all, not 100% of the time, but they all have moments where they are super down for me to just like sit there and scritch them. So that's fun. Can't they all lay at the same time? No. So the coop that I have is intended for a very small number of chickens, and you create nesting spots for the birds. And so in our situation, there is one nesting spot, which is typically fine. There's only 3 chickens, right? The likelihood of one of them laying an egg while the other one is basically like, I gotta pee, like move, right? Is not super likely, but can happen. But it's very cute. Sometimes they'll all, like, when one of them is obviously laying an egg, they'll all sit in the coop together. And I'm like, oh, support besties. Yeah. Most setups I've seen have as many nesting spots as there are chickens. Yeah, that's just not the situation for us. Our coop doesn't have that kind of space. I'm gonna do that really quick. And then open this. Oh, might be too bright now. It's whatever. It's whatever. Oh my god, ow. I did just realize though that I left my coffee downstairs. So, there's that. Yeah, I'm almost done, right? I've almost finished Disco Elysium. What a thrill. What an absolute thrill. Where was the cup? It's downstairs somewhere. Do you ever find the coffee you misplaced? No, which says to me that someone, probably me, took it to the sink at some point and decided that it was done. I do that exact thing all the time. Anybody who does the like flippant leg cross sort of shit, your legs are just flying in all directions. Yeah, 4 hours-ish left, apparently. So one more stream and we can beat it. If you had telekinesis, would you use your power for basic chores like grabbing a mug from downstairs? There's too many variables. I don't know. Does it cause strain on my mind for me to use the telekinesis? Then maybe I wouldn't use it willy-nilly. Is there like a distance? Have I had this power long enough? Like, is this like a My Hero Academia situation? Did I, hit like 7 or 8 years old and suddenly I had telekinesis? In which case, by this point, have I used it for long enough that I understand the distance? Because I might not use the power to grab a mug if I wasn't absolutely sure that the power wouldn't like fizzle out and break the mug, Like there's just a lot going on there. Do I understand how much my brain can hold, right? Because obviously there would be a difference between like picking up a feather and picking up a car. Are they equal? I was just thinking, yes. There's no strain. You've had the power for a decade. Oh, I missed it. No strain. You've had the power for a decade. There's no difference based on weight of the object. No difference? Okay, new variable question. Can I carry more than one thing at a time? Because obviously I'm not going to just grab a mug and bring it upstairs. There's nothing in it. But I have to pick up the mug, put it down on it, all while I'm up here. Somehow have like a good enough understanding of the kitchen that I can open a cabinet, grab a mug, close the cabinet, because otherwise it's rude. Close the cabinet, bring the mug over, pour coffee in, assuming I made the coffee. If I didn't make the coffee, do I have the telekinetic power to make the coffee and then pour it into the mug? And then is my power like stable enough? I'm going to say if I've had it for a decade, I'm pretty good at it, right? So then could I bring it all the way up the stairs without spilling it, right? Realistically, how much weight do you think a mind power can carry? I think my mind power, if this is my hero and I had like brain picky uppy powers, and I've had them since I was young, and assuming that when I was young I couldn't pick things up very reliably, but now I can pick things up reliably, but I've kind of like plateaued on how heavy the thing can be. I would say that my brain could pick up like those large pans, like a pan like this big. Pan is the wrong word, but like a something that you would make like a big soup in, right? Big pot. I think my brain could pick up a pot filled with liquid. Yeah, like a stock pot. I think my brain could pick up a stock pot full of liquid and be fine. Beyond that, I don't think that I could pick up particularly heavy things. How do you train your brain to pick up more weight? I assume that you pick up something until you can pick it up easily and it's not sitting there wobbling. And then like once you can pick something up and it's just there, then you're like, okay, I can move on to a new thing, right? Yeah, I'm also going to say my brain can only pick up one thing at a time. Unless we're in that dream sequence where I'm having a nightmare and in the middle of the night, like everything in the whole house is like lifting and floating and Sam has to run upstairs and shake me and go, honey, wake up. And I wake up and go, oh, and then everything falls. You know? Can I fly? No, I don't think I can lift myself. That old chestnut. Yeah, that old plot bunny. It would have to be like, people that have their houses inside of buses. And whenever they do their like tours of their bus, they're like, we've thought of a very clever way to make sure that things don't fall over. We use Velcro. They all use Velcro. We use Velcro. It would be that. It wouldn't be that like stuff had to be bolted down, but that like we would have like industrial grade like Velcro all over the house for specific things to make sure that they don't just like go flying. It's always Velcro. Yeah. Oh my God. If you haven't seen I think they call them schoolies. But if you haven't seen people that take old school buses and turn them into homes, you should. They look tight. They're so cool. I know, it's very cute. Me too. Any of that sort of like, we took this vehicle that runs perfectly fine, but nobody uses it anymore, and we turned it into a house. Like, that sort of shit is so fun to me. I am into alternative homes. I am, yeah. But I also recognize that I am a big time nester. Big time nester. The idea of like being in a scamp or in a bus or anything like that and just like traveling all the time, I don't like that. I wouldn't enjoy that. But the idea of having the option of something like that that feels homey to use if I want to get away, if I want to like go to a campsite or something, I do like that. But my dad has always been super into motorhomes, so we always had like, there was one motorhome we had that was newer, but most of my life the motorhome that we had was like this old one, and I still think about it fondly. One of his like old friends stayed in it for a really long time, so mentally I think all of us were just kind of like, that's Bob's motorhome now, you know. But yeah, I've thought before, like whether it would be fun to just like get something that's pre-built that way or design it yourself. I've accepted that I don't have the skill set and the imagination to easily do something like that. Otherwise, I would be much better at just designing normal ass rooms. But the idea of having that option to like go travel from here, you can literally get anywhere in Europe. You know, like that's so fun. I do not think I've seen Captain Fantastic. I don't think I know what that is. I got it where I want it now. Fantastic Mr. Fox. I've never just sat and watched that movie. I've only ever seen bits of it, or it's been on and I've seen pieces, but I've never just like seen it, you know, like seen it. Ugh. Anyways, how are you guys doing? I remember you sold me that JoJo cat sticker. The Boss Cat sticker? My skin is glowing. It's because I put on foundation. It's because I put on foundation today, but thank you. TwitchCon, hell yeah. When the world was new. What would you say are the essential parts of pirate D&D? If it doesn't have found family in it, is it even pirate D&D? If everybody on the ship doesn't like low-key believe that the other people on the ship are the most important people in the world. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Yeah, I would love to do TwitchCon Europe when that's, you know, a thing again. Pirates are pretty important for pirate D&D. That's true. Although my character would swear up and down that he is not a pirate. But yes. Would you take Clark? I assume you don't mean on the high seas in pirate D&D. Would I take Clark in an RV on an adventure? Absolutely. Oh, to a con? No. Nope. I have had too many uncomfortable situations just by myself. I would not subject my kid to that. For her safety, I would leave her home, for sure. Pirates who say they aren't pirates are the best. Asking because I'm planning a pirate one-shot for my friendos. They already have fiasco-style bonds. Found family is a given. Nice. Let's see. What's the stuff that we've, like, really enjoyed in our pirate game? I mean, sea battles. Like, the sea battles that Brett has done versus the ones that, like, Joe did when we were on a ship in Godforged. There's lots of different ways to do that kind of stuff and to, like, you know, make it so that, like, Joe, because our journey was, you know, like a 6-week thing or something like that. He did rolls to see how each week went. Whereas, like, the really tumultuous part of our sailing in Brett's game, it was every day there were rolls. So, like, there's like lots of stuff like that. Both of them did things like, okay, there's a roll that is going to signify what the weather is like. There's a roll that's going to signify what kind of encounter you get. You know, if you just, like, find another ship, if you get attacked by a sea monster, right? Stuff like that. That was more how Joe's worked. And in Joe's campaign, all of that affected NPC morale, which was really interesting. So with the idea of it being like, you know, yes, there's however many of you, but you are not enough to run a ship, right? So there's other people on this ship. All of that was really interesting because we built our crew ourselves and, like, interviewed people to come on the ship and had to keep in mind, like, some of them are really religious about, like, the sea and everything, and some of them are obsessed with killing creatures in the sea. Are they going to, you know, aggravate each other, that kind of a thing? Yeah, there's lots of interesting stuff you can do with that. I would say just if it's gonna be like a pirate game where they're sailing a lot, I wouldn't include a ton of that because it does get exhausting after a while. So totally. Yeah, they're both great DMs. I'm very lucky to be in both of their games. How would you feel if Clark wants to stream when she's old enough? When she's old enough, she can do whatever she wants. She will definitely be able to make an informed decision about whether she wants to stream or not, because she will know exactly what it's like from, like, the behind the scenes perspective. So if she wants to try to do it when she's old enough, then she can go for it. I get the feeling she probably won't want to. But who knows? What would you say is a good halfling rogue voice? Very posh British. Subvert shit. Subversions all day. Brett's final fight was a really good 9-hour session, though. I think so, too. Yeah. Well, I can only speak for... I haven't had an opportunity to watch the rest of it, but Misdemeanor was the first 3 hours of the, 9-hour fight. And I know that ours was cool, so... Without spoiling. Ours was cool, so... I have no idea how the rest of it went, aside from anecdotal information. Again, don't spoil shit in here. You'll get timed out. Oh my gosh. I made some really delicious broth. Really good broth. I did it in the crock pot. It cooked all night. And it was good enough that I just drank it with my breakfast this morning, which is something my dad used to do. But my dad would get canned broth and heat it up and drink it. That's too salty for me. I've never liked doing that. But man, my broth this time, I think I was telling you guys that I finally woke up a little bit and started just freezing whatever I was going to put in my stock instead of putting stuff into a bag in the fridge and being it's going to go bad. I need to make stock now. So instead I was able to really fill up a bag. We had some rotisserie chicken leftovers. And so I was oh, I'll just toss that in there, right? The bones and stuff. It was delicious. I normally just make veggie broth. So it would be silly not to acknowledge that definitely the rotisserie chicken helped with the flavor. But Laura, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. Welcome everybody. Laura, I saw that people are starting to get your new book. Congratulations. We're just, this is a Saturday, so we just hang out for a couple of hours and chit-chat and have a coffee. I left my coffee downstairs, so what are you going to do? But yeah, it's happening! Hell yeah! Yeah, welcome. No coffee, I know. It's rude. It's the worst. Look, I can go get it. I can go get it really quick. I can gremlin walk out of here if you want. Ahem. Worried I'm gonna run into something. Oh. Another little heart sticker, like this one and this one. My kid's really into heart stickers right now and puts them on everything, including me. She could have just normal walked out. No. Did you find the phantom spider? Oh, yeah, the one that came into my office a couple of days ago. Yeah, it went into Clark's room, and it was a whole thing. Because Clark is so sweet to spiders. She was like, it's so sweet and ickle and cute. Can we keep it? I was like, honey, I don't think we should keep it. It's huge. Maybe we should put it outside. We were trying to, just to keep this short, we were trying to grab it, and Clark tried to like make it feel better. So she like walked closer to it and was like, it's okay, buddy. And it took off running and ran over her feet and scared her so bad she started sobbing. So it went under the floorboards. It's gone now. We haven't seen it since. It's been a couple days. But I was like, man, I really hope that doesn't ruin how sweet she is to spiders, because it's very wholesome. So I kept trying to be like, oh, you just got scared. I know it was scary because they move so fast, don't they? But I think he moved because he was scared too. And, you know, I think that it's so great that you were so sweet and you were just trying to make the spider feel better and, you know, trying to tell it that we were going to take it outside. That's very sweet. You know, it is what it is. It's normal to get scared, etc. So I'm hoping that this isn't going to be like a traumatic thing for her where every time she sees a spider now, she's like, how do you feel about pet spiders? Yeah, I don't mind pet spiders. I don't mind spiders at all. I don't mind snakes. I don't mind spiders. None of that stuff. I used to be scared of spiders. I'm not really anymore. It helps that I've never, when I was in Oregon, we had like a brown recluse problem, but, like aside from that, I've never lived somewhere where you needed to really be scared of spiders in general, you know? But, you know. I used to be scared of dogs. I used to be scared of cats. Hilariously, I used to be scared of cats. We only had barn cats when I was growing up, and they were very aggro because they weren't socialized at all. They were basically just stray cats. We had I grew up on a huge farm, and people would just dump cats on our property, which is very sad. But if they managed to find our house, they would just like, they would kind of hang out around our property because it was safer. But if I tried to interact with them, I would 100% get scratched. It was no fun. And so I just didn't like cats. I was scared of them. And honestly, I wasn't like super into cats until I started volunteering at a animal shelter. And they gave me a bunch of kittens to socialize. And I was like, okay, I don't like cats that much, but all right. And now here we are. Yeah, I was also scared of chickens. I was also scared of chickens for a hot minute there because the roosters kept pecking me. They would attack me all the time. And now look at me. My primary pets right now are the cats and the chickens. Not to say that the worms aren't lovely, but you know, they're not pets that I hang out with. The growth. Were you also afraid of public speaking? I mean, I didn't like giving speeches in class. I think most people don't, though. I do have chickens. I have 3 chickens now. We have 3 chickens. The first one is black, and her name is Mrs. Hudson. And the second one is gray and white, and her name is Rosie Posey. my finger spelling is still not great. And then the third chicken is gray and ginger, and her name is Bergie. And we have 2 cats as well. I mean, England has all the same sports that a kid would be able to do in America. It's just country to country, the thing that changes generally is which ones do people give a shit about, right? Which ones do people, engage with a lot? Obviously, yeah, here soccer or like football is the primary one. That's what everybody plays here. Chickens are lovely. They'll peck themselves to death. I mean, if they're pecking themselves, they're probably bored. Chickens they're so curious, and they want to investigate, and they want to look around, and they want to play. They want to do all of these same things. I mean, it's just like having cats or dogs. You have to, figure out how to entertain them and keep them interested and give them that joie de vivre, So I try to let them out as much as I was really like gun shy about letting them out at first because I was so scared of foxes. And now they're out most of the day typically because they just chill. It's just nice. But in terms of like, if you're asking because you're curious what I think Clark would wind up wanting to play or do, she's really interested in dancing, like really, really into dancing, which is great. And in terms of sports, she loves watching Granddad play golf. So for her birthday, they got her a little golf club, and she loves it. And my parents got her like a little tee with a baseball bat, and she plays with that all the time as well. So really into baseball and golf currently. Kids playing golf are adorable. This whole family is super into golf. I've never understood it. I'll never understand the appeal of golf. Mini golf? Hell yeah. If I can, put a bright green ball into a pirate's mouth, absolutely. But like full on golf, I'll never get it. And Sam's the same way. But like all of the kids in the family that are old enough play golf, so she might wind up going on little golfing trips with the other kids, which is so funny. Clark is my kid. She's 3 years old. I do not have a backyard bowling set, but what we have been doing is at bedtime sometimes we'll take all of her long blocks and we'll put them up like bowling pins, and then we'll throw stuff at them. Regular golf is a way to ruin a nice walk. Playing golf with Granddad is a great British pastime. Yeah, I think it'll be very cute when they're able to go. Da, 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 ba, 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 da, da, da. Oh gosh, yeah. I've just never been. I've enjoyed sports, but I've never been a hyper competitive person. So I've never had the drive. This is in video games as well. Generally, like the games that I get really heated about are games where I'm against myself, right? Um but games where you're like competing with other people, I it's so difficult for me to get as invested as I would need to in order for that to propel me forward, to inspire me to get better at a game. Absolutely. Like boss rush games? Yes, I'll get furious. But at the end of the day, who am I mad at? I'm mad at me. Assuming that there isn't a bunch of RNG involved in the fight. If the fight is a bunch of RNG, I'm not just mad at me, I'm also mad at the game. But if it's one of those fights where it's like, there's a pattern here, it's really difficult, but the pattern is there, and all you have to do is learn the pattern, and you will be victorious, then the only person I can be mad at is me. Fury was great. Fury was a great game. Yep, we've played a bunch of Dark Souls. Sam and I did a series called Dark Soulmates. So I played Dark Souls 2 by myself. Sam and I played Dark Souls 1 together and Dark Souls 3 together. And we've talked about doing Demon Soulmates, but we have not done that yet. Yeah, Demon Soulmates would be super fun. And scary, because I hated Demon Soulmates when I played it when it first came out, but Sam said the remake is like so good. I don't know that I would do Bloodborne because it's not like with Demon Soulmates where Demon Souls I played so little of before I was like, nah. Whereas Bloodborne, I played a decent amount by myself. I loved your playthrough of Until Dawn with Sam. Thank you. Yeah, that. And in recent memory, It Takes Two. It Takes Two was really, really fun to play with Sam. Undertale came out in 2015. I feel old, dude. I know, streams with Sam are always fun. I would love to do more of them. When did you play Until Dawn with Sam? Yeah, you can find them on YouTube. We played it, what, 5 years ago? Something like that. It was the same trip that we got engaged, which I think was 5 years ago. I wouldn't say that I enjoyed Bloodborne more than any of the other like Souls games. What I would say is aesthetically, it really stands out. So everything, all of the fights are really interesting visually, because while everything in Dark Souls is also really interesting visually, it all feels like it's in universe, right? It all feels like Dark Souls stuff. Bloodborne stuff has kind of its own vibe. So the things in Bloodborne felt very like new, you know? Hey, Sherlock. Hey, Bobola. Who is Sam? My husband. Oh, Lord, he coming. Thick. I know. Oh, yeah. Here I go asking all the questions I've been scared to ask for years. Ask it all. Just get it out. Just get it out. Somebody's probably asked it at some point. You won't be alone. I lost it. Would you ever get a dog? If we had enough space for the dog to like really run, then yeah. Because both Sam and I really love like big dogs. I love all dogs, but we both really love big dogs. I don't want to have a big dog if I don't have the room for the big dog to run when he wants to run, you know? So, with a big enough yard, sure. Big pups, big pups. Just buy a bigger house and yard. I mean, we haven't bought a house at all yet. So one day maybe we'll buy a house and maybe it'll have a big yard. That would be great. Da, da, da. Get a dog with future sight. What, like Spy X Family? It's like, no. Dodger, that's an old song. Come up with a new song. Keep prowling. Big dogs also have quite big poops to clean. I will take a couple big poops to clean up versus 3 chickens constant poops, which is what I deal with now. It's not going to be a problem. Yep, all the chickens have names. There's Mrs. Hudson is my chicken, Rosie Posey is Clark's chicken, and Bergie is Sam's chicken. You think he's baiting me? He's like, I just want a treat so bad. Yeah. Because Sam kept not choosing a name. And so Clark kept suggesting names. The first name she suggested, hi, buddy. He's got a little baby in his mouth. Hi. Thank you very much. That's so sweet. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Very sweet. Thanks. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's like, what's going on in here? Oh yeah. So she started recommending names. The first one was Chicken. She's like, just call it Chicken. And then she said, call it Chickadee Chick. And then she said, call it Chicken Burger. And someone in chat was like, oh, if its name was Burger, you could call it Burgie. And so we ran that by everybody, and Burgie, that was it. Chicken's name is Burgie now. I know. The Sherlock just... It's very cute. Look at you with your belly out. He's like, what? I'm a queen. I do what I want. Is it before or after the Game Grumps character? What Game Grumps character? I don't watch Game Grumps. Does that answer your question? There's a burger with googly eyes named Burgie. Gotcha. Yeah, did not know that until right now. We are buds. Guys, I don't know how to break this to you. When people are friends with each other, it does not mean that they watch each other's content. I rarely watch anything on Game Grumps. I rarely watch Jesse. I don't know what to tell you. I guarantee you Jesse rarely watches me. It doesn't mean that we all hate each other. It means that all of us make content and there just isn't enough goddamn time. I can't believe you all hate each other. Oh my gosh, if Jesse was in here right now, it would really just mwah, but I doubt he's in here. Have I ever thought about bringing back YouTube stuff? It would have to be a really good reason. The algorithm stopped working for me. I was making nothing off of videos and I hated editing. So I was planning out videos, filming them, editing them, exporting them, uploading them, waiting for them to do their whole thing until they could finally be watched. And in the end, not even make anything off of it and hating the entire process of editing it. It was just so unbelievably not worth it. I had a sub goal during our subathon that was just like unruly, like just a stupid number. Where it's like, sure, if we hit this number of subs, sure, yeah, I'll bring my YouTube back. And we did not hit it. I'm shocked. Salty run back for YouTube. Here's the thing. If I was making enough off of each video that I could like come up with a deal with an editor where, you know, I was paying them a certain amount every month to just like edit the same type of video for me every time I uploaded it, and have it like work really well for that, like be an amount that makes sense to pay them, right? Because I don't want to undercut anybody. Make sure that they're getting the right amount of money, and also that I am not in the red every single video. That would be incredible, but it has never been the situation that I'm in. Yeah, salons are open here. For anybody who missed the stream where I was talking about it, I contacted the salon to double check the time that I'm supposed to get my hair done, and they said, "What do you mean we don't have you written down anywhere?" Which was really cool. So I'm setting up an alternative situation to get it done in the next month-ish. So it should still be on time, but I was very annoyed for about a week there. When you made YouTube videos for YouTube constantly, was it more sustainable before the changes to monetization? Yes, it was more sustainable when the algorithm treated all of us a bit better. But I mean, we know people in the gaming space that went from, you know, making enough to cover rent and extra, to suddenly having half that amount of money and being like, fuck, I need to find a job, you know? It just happened so quick. And I was fortunately in a situation where I had been offered a job to like do the Daily Bite and all of these other things, that helped me supplement income. But it still meant that I was not really enjoying, like, I like being behind the camera. I'm a big old ham. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this all the time. I'm a big old ham. I've accepted that about myself. I refuse to be embarrassed about it anymore. When I was younger, people would be like, "What are you doing?" Because I would do this sort of shit where I would like put on a dress and be like, "Everyone, I'm going to dance now," etc. I like that part. That part's really fun. I do not like editing at all. It is so unfun for me. So, yeah. What can you do? Yeah, right? Oh my God. I would make up plays. I have a degree in theater. You know, it's, yeah. Yeah, I was the theater kid. And my parents recognized it really early. And over the summers, I basically did like theater summer camps. It's very fun. The very first play that I was ever in at one of those summer camps, I was the Wicked Witch in Snow White. And I was so upset. And I came home and I cried. And my mom was like, "Honey, why are you upset? This is a huge role." And I was like, "But I'm the wicked stepmother. I'm the bad guy." And she was like, "Honey, the bad guy is going to be so fun. You're going to have so much fun with this." And she was right. It was a blast. It was so fun. Hi. Please stay here. You can either stay on my lap or you can go back on the ground. We can't be on the table, okay? Okay. No. Yeah, I mean, I think that like there are plenty of people who, especially when they're younger, get into you know, sort of theater stuff or, you know, some sort of like presentational thing. And, and everybody wants to be the lead, right? If you're that kind of personality where you're just like, look at me, everybody wants to be the lead. And I think it's really cool that people will, if they stick with it and they continue doing it, some people are like, you know what's actually way more fun is like the side characters, or you know what is the most fun is the bad guy, you know? And like people sort of find what is more fulfilling for them than the main character. Yeah, for sure. Being like a character actor. Oh my gosh. The like the way that I was really typecast in college, I was anxious characters and I was big ol' weirdos. Those were like the two characters that I was constantly cast as. And it's not because it's not because I like was a very anxious person just in like, you know, day-to-day like interactions with the directors and stuff. It wasn't that. It's that like once you play something and you do it well, it's really difficult for people to see you as something else. That's why typecasting happens, right? My very, very first role in college was as like a really neurotic character. And I really leaned into it, and they were like, cool, she can do that really well. And then there was a black box play where I was basically like this really chaotic fae character, while the other two characters, black box shows are like really intimate small shows. They're normally like one act or something, and sometimes they're really experimental and super weird. And my friend Sarah decided that she wanted to do this play where two characters were like going through a love story, but then there was a third character that was just this like really bizarre creature that was just always around. I was writing like shit, all like the actual word shit all over the walls in chalk while they were having emotional moments, like just all kinds of crazy shit. And at the end everybody was like, wow, that was incredible, Brooke. And I was like, thank you. Thank you very much. I felt like I really understood the character. So then I just kept getting like those sorts of roles, like just weird roles. Yeah. In high school, it was entirely ingenues, just like really sweet, soft characters. And beyond that, I've mostly just been cast as myself. Hi, Watson. You okay? Who would play you in a TV show? Hayley Williams. Hayley Williams. Finally, someone will look her right in the eyes. Someone will look her right in the eyes and be like, "You look just like Dodger." And then everything will be right. Finally. Balance will be restored. I've been told that I look like Hayley Williams since the second my face was on the internet, and it was so bad that I refused to listen to Paramore and did not know any of their songs for the longest time. Hayley Williams is the lead singer of Paramore. There are some songs, there's some music videos that you can watch where she occasionally, there's like a specific angle, like a face angle, especially when like we both had, you know, kind of like shaggy, you know, bright orange hair and stuff. But there are some face angles where I agree that she totally looks like me, but just in general, I don't see it. Do you like Paramore now? Yes, I can enjoy Paramore now. Yeah, Paramore is like a big, well, I guess they used to be indie. They're not anymore really. But yeah, they're like a pop punk sort of thing. I do not know. Paramore was my first ever concert. I'm still a little bitch for them 10 years later. What a way to say that. I know a few people who were obsessed with My Chemical Romance when I was in college and are still obsessed with My Chemical Romance now. There's some groups like that where the love just never dies. There isn't really a group that I always get really excited when new Gorillaz stuff comes out. Other than that, I can't think of any group that I've like paid super close attention to, you know? Oh, Garbage is also great. Same. Yeah, I completely get that. Whenever somebody's like, "What kind of music do you listen to?" I will literally listen to anything. I can enjoy any genre of music. Um, somebody said they get music fatigue. That's like a really good way to put it. I can't just like I'll listen to, you know, metal music for like a week and be like, I kind of want to listen to something totally different now. And then, you know, I'll go for a week of that and then be like, I want to listen to something totally different now, you know. Um I don't like to consistently listen to the same type of music. What I can say is I have never been really into slow music of any genre. For whatever reason, I don't like anime openings versus anime endings, anime openings all day, every day. The endings, they might be pretty. I will never listen to them on purpose. There are absolutely like slow songs that have made me emotional, that I've really liked. But if I'm like choosing what to listen to, I will never choose a slow song. Oh, it's a Sam. Hi, is she asleep? Oh, she's sleeping. Oh, honey. She's sleeping. Oh. She also put herself, She put herself back to sleep last
Don't look
night.
at my broken screen, you motherfuckers.
She put herself back to sleep last night too. She like woke up and like went meh, and then just stopped.
She fell asleep while watching her tablet. That's how tired she was.
Sweetheart. Oh. Ever since she stopped using the pacifier, she like doesn't know how to put herself to sleep. So this is like victories right now, is her falling asleep without us having to like cuddle the shit out of her. It's progress. I'm so happy. That's so great. Yes, she has a cuddle. Yeah. She's always had a cuddle though, so there's so much stuff out there that's like, oh, obviously you replace the pacifier with a doll. And we're like, yeah, obviously, even though she already has had a doll for years. It is a sticker. 1 sticker, 2 sticker. Ah! I need to figure out how to fall asleep without my phone. I've been trying to replace my phone time with book time. That helps. I bought some romaine lettuce so we can try the lettuce water hack. I'm going to try it. We're going to see if lettuce water actually puts you to sleep. I'll report back. There's a whole thing right now that like lettuce, I think specifically romaine lettuce, has something in it that can be a sleep trigger for people. So it's people like, well, I've got insomnia. What do I gotta lose, right? And literally taking a leaf of lettuce, putting it in a cup, putting hot water on it, and drinking it. And it sounds so silly, but I want to know if it works. Me too. I gotta know. You guys can look it up if you want. I'm not stopping you from using Google. Everybody in chat like doubt. You can go look it up. This is a Bing stream. Oh, sorry, my bad. You can go Bing it if you want. I wonder if just eating it works better or worse. There must be a reason to heat it up. I mean, like, we know that all foods, right, have different properties, raw versus cooked. I don't know. A hot lettuce smoothie. You could do that. Dr. John says, whoa, it's real. Heating it releases pentobarbital. Google says, yes, it helps you sleep. Look at that. Wild. Anyways, if you're trying to sleep, maybe try lettuce water. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Yeah, I think the first person that I saw do it did like lettuce in the cup with hot water and then put a chamomile tea bag in there as well, because she was like, I just feel like this is gonna taste nasty. Your background's looking more and more cozy. Thank you. Yay. Oh my gosh, guys. Clarky's passport showed up. She's officially a British citizen. Very excited. She has dual citizenship for real. It's not a blue passport, I don't think. It's the same color as an American passport, which I guess is like a super dark blue. Yati Sculla, welcome to the cat gang. Thank you. I know. Oh my gosh. I'm starting to get so many messages from people like, I'm booking tickets to England. I'm going to come visit. And I'm like, I really need to start writing all of this down, because if there's overlap, it's going to be really awkward. Do I have a favorite book that's considered a classic? A favorite book? My favorite play is Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which generally is well received. My favorite book? I don't know. Did you read the webtoon about that play? There's a webtoon about Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead? Oh, right. My phone's in Clark's room. What? Hold on. What? After the tragic events of Hamlet, background characters William Rosencrantz and Anne Guildenstern find themselves dying off screen. They end up dead and alive everywhere and nowhere, allowing them to appear anywhere in time as they please. What? What? This is not at all what I wanted. This is not at all what I wanted. I bet it's still cute, though. So, for those of you who don't know, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead is a Tom Stoppard play that is about the like super side characters in Hamlet who are named Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. They are like established as like Hamlet's friends. There's a really good movie version of it. I love the play. It's my favorite play ever. It is also the most angry I've ever gotten at my my play reading class professor, because he gave us a question about that play that was bullshit. And we all said it was bullshit, and he was like, too bad. Remember when we read Dracula on stream? I do. That was weird. Why was it bullshit? The question was, What is the difference between Rosencrantz and Guildenstern? That was the question. It was very open-ended. This was after reading Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, not Hamlet, which is an important distinction. So all of us were writing, like, and he gave us like a whole page of space, right? All of us were writing all this shit, describing the differences that we noticed inside of Tom Stoppard's Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. And we all turned it in, and he was like, well, none of you got it right. And we were like, what? It's like, none of you got it right. The answer is that they're the same. They are interchangeable characters in the story. Neither of them matter or are unique. And we were like, fuck off. Come on. In Hamlet, sure. In Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead? No. That's not true. That is not true. They're characterized so different. In Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead. I was so mad. He was like one of my favorite teachers too, so I was doubly mad. Like, Michael, this is gonna be the reason that I hate you for the rest of my life. Michael. Did you call professors by their first name? Yeah. I think every single one of my theater professors we called by their first name, yeah. Michael, Ted. Yeah. Thad. That's my name. I'm assuming you don't mean Thad. I don't want to make assumptions, but I don't think that there are many Thads watching right now. Yeah, it was short for Thaddeus, but he refused to let anybody call him Thaddeus. He hated the name, but he liked Thad, so we could all call him Thad. In Norway, we always call teachers by their first names. It is very common, especially in like all the way up through high school, to call them by their last names. So like, I don't know, Mrs. Hudson, Mr. Holmes, that sort of an idea, right? Like pretend those are teachers. And I found that it was totally different from if I was in a class on a topic that was considered to be more academic in college, right, in university, they probably would be the same. If it was more of like an art focused thing, it was much looser. It was much more common to refer to people by their first names. It totally depended on the teacher, and it totally depended on the department, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, like, if it's different in their country, it might be different because it's not like a primarily English speaking country, and so like naming conventions and things are different. Oh my gosh, guys, I don't know how to describe to you what a joy it is to know that she's sleeping right now, because like, oh god, this is like such progress. I'm so thrilled. I'm so happy. This is so much progress. She's had a pacifier her whole life. And she's been an incredible sleeper for so long. We sleep trained her so easily. She's always like, from like 6 months, she was sleeping through the night, you know, like we've been very blessed with her. And now, like, it has really felt like we're doing sleep training all over again. Because she doesn't know how to comfort herself, you know? So for her to be able to fall asleep for a nap, this is the first time she's been able to nap since we haven't had the pacifier. So it's like a couple weeks of like not being able to nap really. So she keeps getting like really overtired by the time it's bedtime. And it's just been rough. So I'm just very happy. You hope we don't worry too much about parenting. I think that all parents should be constantly, I don't think you should be constantly worried, but I think that it's important to constantly think to yourself, like, is what I'm doing working? I talk about that a lot, right? Like, if you're not taking the time to self-assess how you're doing as a parent to try and grow and be a better parent, I think that's like a really important part of the whole process. It's not like you have a kid and you suddenly know what the fuck is going on. She's growing into a human and we're growing into parents. It's all happening simultaneously, you know? Are you still planning on doing an extra stream because you missed Thursday? Yes, I do want to do an extra stream tonight. I'll have to figure out what time I want to start. It won't be a super long one, but... Kids are people. I know, it's wild. Yeah, last night, I was so relieved, actually, that a lot of Callus Row was just kind of, like, sitting and not doing anything. Because not doing anything, but like it was pretty low key because everyone was kind of like, you know, settling in place. Because Clark woke up so many times last night. She needed to pee, and then she had a nightmare, and then like this, and then that, and then this, and then that, and it just made it so much easier to be able to step away when I needed to. Decana artist, I'm not the best person to ask about that because I, you know, for full disclosure, I brought over an audience from YouTube. So I never did the streaming thing with like a small number of viewers. I think it's important for me to acknowledge that. But something that I would say is that one of the benefits of streaming and having like the growth happen naturally and starting with like a really low number of viewers is that you get a lot of time to figure out what works, you know. There is a learning curve with streaming, with like balancing, you know, keeping an eye on chat and also like doing, you said you're doing art, whatever art it is, how you want the layout to be, you know, how comfortable you feel, you know, talking all the time or not talking, and deciding what works best for you, if you want to be on cam, if you don't want to be on cam. All of that kind of stuff, you get to like play around with, and see see what works, you know? So. Kraken's one of the streamers for Calistro, yeah. There's tons of people who stream Calistro. Yeah, we used to do that for my friend Rusty. Rusty would stream and we'd all just like sit in there and heckle him. But it was fun. We talk occasionally like, you should stream again. That was so fun. Yeah, some of the press junket stuff has aired now, I think. We got an email that said that at least one of the like TV spots ran. I don't know. I would have to look to see where. But yeah, there are a couple of different places in America specifically. There are a couple of different places where I was part of like a really short interview about what Twitch is. It'll be running on TV in a couple places in America. So if you see me, take a picky for me. No. Honestly, like a couple of the people did the whole like explain what Twitch is. Generally, every person that interviewed us, even though they were like 2 to 5 minute long things, every person that interviewed us like came to it with knowledge about, you know, what it is and how it works, and asked some good questions. So, what's up with your new company, 6040? Jesse and I have been working on an FMV for a little over a year now, and had a conversation where we were like, should we make a business to like make this game under? Because we have ideas for other games. So we made one. And that's it. The name is a reference to the split of our money when we were first able to monetize gaming content on YouTube. So when Jesse and I first were able to like make money off of our gaming content, the split was we get 60% of our earnings and 40% was taken. And so it's a reference to like where we started. How many companies have you started now? I am like an important person in 3 different companies. I guess 4 if you count like streaming. But yeah, we got Cat Gang, which is Danny and I. We got Dodger Coffee. And I'm also a partial owner of Akira Coffee, which is the umbrella company that owns Dodger Coffee and, you know, oh my gosh, what's it called? Top of the Morning and all of those. And then, and now 6040. How do you make time for all that? I don't really run any of them. I have like a specific job in each one. Cat Gang is a company because the person who comes up with like all of the designs really and does a lot of the legwork is Danny. So we made a company so that he has like decent ownership. We have 50-50 ownership of everything that gets made. Dun dun da da dun dun. Dun dun da 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 dun 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 da da dun dun. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a general vibe with like streamers and YouTubers and stuff of if you have the opportunity to diversify where your money is coming in from, you should do it. Because again, I was just saying, I have known people who were able to pay rent and suddenly were not able to pay rent, right? And it doesn't matter how big you are, you need to be ready for that kind of a thing to potentially happen. You know? There is a possibility that one day Sam and I will wake up and be like, oh no. And so there's a bit of ease when it comes to like, you know, our family and where we're at and all of that stuff, knowing that if that did happen, we wouldn't be totally SOL. Is how Sam was dealing drugs yesterday. He said that game was actually really fun. Sure, I guess I mean that like the income is very variable. My income is entirely reliant on whether or not people are subscribed to me, right? A bunch of people could decide I can't stay subscribed to you, and my income could half or more. You know, like the variation there is up to individuals. So, Slime, thank you very much for the gifted subs. If you were gifted a sub by Slime, please take the time to say thank you. I see what you're saying. Thank you, Slime. I appreciate it. I'm not talking about being canceled. I'm talking about like potential recessions. I'm talking about all kinds of things that can impact people's income where they can't be sitting there saying like, sure, I'll keep giving this person, you know, $4.99 a month. Yeah, that's easy. That's fine. You know, there are plenty of situations in which that could happen. And I'm not about to be like, stay subscribed to me. I don't care if you can't eat. Like, what? So, Cyber Arcanist, thank you very much for all of the gifted subs. I appreciate it. No. Never apologize for not subscribing. Do not apologize. Absolutely not. I am here to entertain for free. To hang out for free. If you want some goofy pictures and things, then amazing. But nobody should ever feel like they have to subscribe. Absolutely not. I'll be here regardless. So. What is the normal long-term goal for a streamer, do you think? Like when people hit 40, etc., still streaming games or something else? I mean, a lot of us are not that far off from hitting 40, so... I mean, I think that probably for a lot of us, it's like, I'll stream until it doesn't make sense to stream anymore. And that's going to be different for everybody. Some people might stream well beyond that. I might hit a point where I'm like, you know what? I already get to spend a lot of time with my family, but I want to spend even more. And I'm in a good place, and I've managed to save up enough money that I feel like I can cut down on my streaming hours, and it'll, yeah, who knows? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the sort of person that's like, I'm going to be here until I'm dead. That's not really the plan for me, to be honest. I will stick around for as long as it's fun for me and for you guys. But if I find that I have different needs, then I'll address those, Thank you. Thanks, guys. Yeah, it's wacky, right? I've been around for 11 years now. Do you have any future career goals? Are you satisfied with where you are? Are you going to ride the wave until something changes? I mean, again, like, my ideal, like, retirement scenario is that all of this, like, diversification that I've done has created a situation where I can, like, dip in and out of fun projects, but overall I get to have chickens and raise a kid and, just chill in a quiet scenario for the rest of my life. That's what I would love. And I think that there is a version of that future where I still stream sometimes. But I don't know. Things change all the time. Do you find it weird kids will put being a streamer as their dream job now? No, they've already been doing it for years. I think that interest is going to create a weird economic situation, but yeah, that's exactly it, right? Like, I was absolutely the kid that was like, one day I'm going to be a star. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm going to be a star one day, right? I think a lot of kids say, I want to be famous. I want to be an actor. I want to, whatever. Does that change over time depending on finding something else that they're interested in or whatever? Sure. But I do think that it's important to acknowledge that right now it's easier than ever to just create that for yourself, to not be reliant on other people. But it is not apparent how much work goes into it, into building an audience, into cultivating it, into, just the whole thing, the discipline, all of it. That is not obvious to somebody that just loves watching Fortnite streams all the time, but it becomes obvious once somebody tries it out. Elberuffy, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, we were watching Parks and Rec, and they were asking April, any of you who watch Parks and Rec, they were asking April, like, what did you want to be when you were a kid? And then it, like, smash cuts to a morgue, and Sam looked at me and was like, it's you. And literally, the scenario is her, like, cool, when can I start? And they were like, oh, I mean, you have to go to school for like a certain number of years. And she was like, oh, fuck this. And I was like, oh my God, it actually is me. Because I really wanted to be a coroner for a really long time. And then I found out I would have to go to the same amount of school as a doctor. And I was like, oh, never mind. Never mind. Not for me. Really bad at school. So, really good at anatomy classes, very bad at school. That good old memorization brain. You know, I believe 100% that each individual learns differently. And at a certain point, I accepted I am not built for lectures. I can't do it. I don't learn anything in a lecture. It doesn't matter how many notes I take. I don't learn anything. Lab classes? Absolutely. Lab classes, art classes, like tactile learning, I'll remember all of that. But if you sit me down and you're like, all right, I'm going to write down a bunch of shit and talk at you for an hour. No, it's gone. It's already gone. Why did you want to be a coroner? Because I took anatomy class and I was really good at it. This was like my second year of high school. I took anatomy and I was really, really good at it. And then I took it again. And in the class, it was not mandatory. It was an optional field trip to go to OHSU, and see like actual bodies that are currently being worked on and have them like talk about the body and like how the person died and how to tell like how they died and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, I'm going to go do that. And it didn't weird me out at all. I felt totally fine in there. They gave us this whole like huge, you know, if somebody passes out, here's what to do, etc. If you feel sick, do this. I was totally fine. I found it really fascinating. And I was like, I feel like I could do this job. Like I don't feel weird in this scenario whatsoever. I feel like I could totally do this job. So I started doing research about it. And I found out that there were absolutely like places where I could like go to school for it. And it wasn't until later that I realized like, oh shit, but I have to go to school for a long time. You have to know everything that a doctor knows. Even though you're not trying to keep them alive, even though they're already dead, you still need to be able to like recognize the same things that a doctor would just post-mortem. So you have to go to a lot of fucking school. And I was like, I will bet you dollars. I will bet you real American dollars that a bunch of that shit is lectures and I can't do it. So I decided not to do it. And then I was looking into I sound like such a fucking... And then I was looking into, there is an institute, because it's Oregon, there was an institute for naturopathic studies that had a bunch of courses on poisons and like the natural flora and fauna of the Pacific Northwest and which ones were poisonous and how they would be utilized, so I could study that and be a consultant in a poison related death. Also decided not to do that. So those were the two things that I went for first. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just go to theater school. Fuck it. It's fine. I'll just go to theater school. It's all right. I agree. I think mycology is super interesting. All of that sort of stuff. That's what I would have studied, but yeah, and then I went to theater. Then I went into theater. I did 2 years of focusing almost entirely on acting, and then started doing more and more design stuff. So I was working in the prop shop. I was doing costumes. I was doing set design, and I was in their Bachelor of Fine Arts program for acting, and they called me in with all of the professors and were basically like, it's apparent to us that you actually aren't that committed to acting. You like doing a lot of other stuff, so maybe this isn't really the program for you. And I was like, okay. Dropped out of the fine arts program, and focused entirely on props and costume crafts. I mean, I did like lots of other design work adjacent to that, but like my focus at that point was props and costume crafts, because I thought that stuff was really fun. And then I was going to apply for a fellowship in Ohio to have my entire focus be making weapons and armor for movies and stage productions. That's what I was gonna do. And then I made a YouTube channel. So near. And now here we are. Life is wild. You never know what's gonna happen. That's what Jesse says too. Whenever, I can't remember when I brought this up with him that I almost moved to Ohio, but he was like, because he's from Ohio. Does anyone really know what to do in getting out of high school? Some people feel like pulled in a very specific direction. I personally think that if your desires do not necessitate college, that you should not go to college. Going to college for the sake of going to college and putting yourself in a crazy amount of debt makes no sense. If you're going to college when you have no idea what it is that you want to do, it's so much debt. It's so much debt to put yourself in when you're not sure, you know? And I don't think that there's anything wrong with being like, I need a minute. I don't want to do this yet, you know? And yes, this is very specifically coming from a person who went to school in the USA, where people, can spend their entire lives paying off their school debt. But like, you know, you could realize that what you really want to do is be an electrician. That's a different place to go, right? Like, that's like a trade school and an apprenticeship, and like it's different from going to university or going to college, right? So like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with getting out of high school and then taking time to like explore a couple of things and figure out where it is you want to go, you know? Sam said none of his friends who finished uni are doing careers in what they studied in uni. I mean, I went to theater, right? I know a bunch of people who all got theater degrees. I think 5 of us. in like the 2 to 3 year sort of window of people that I was close with that all graduated with theater degrees. I think only 5 of us are like using it. Uh-oh. You okay, honey? One sec. Hi. What's wrong? It's okay, honey. Hey, it's okay. Do you want to say hi to chat? Yeah? There she is. It's okay. Daddy was just letting you sleep, honey. He's downstairs. Everything's all right. Do you want to come up? Come. Oh, he's sweaty too. That doesn't help, huh? Did it get really warm in there? No, it didn't. No. Hi. You okay? Becky, careful, remember? When we touch this, it can be really loud. So, be gentle. Who's that?
Me.
Who else is there?
You.
Me!
You.
Welcome, you fine cat-loving, coffee-drinking burrito babe.
Cool.
Cool. Oh, stickly. Can you put it on my face? Oh, yes. Cute. I love it. Thank you for the sticker. Don't hit the microphone, please. What are you doing?
It's cool, mate. Good.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow.
I have wood and melon.
You do? You have melons on your shirt, huh? That's cool.
You don't have melon.
That's true. I don't have melons. What color is my shirt?
You fine
Gray.
cat-loving,
It's gray, yeah.
burrito babe.
That's a baby cat.
That's the baby cat. It is.
How cute.
How cute. They're asking how you are. How are you doing?
Good.
Good. Did you just take a nap?
Yeah.
Daddy said you fell asleep all by yourself. What a big kid. Sometimes we need to take deep breaths, huh? Are you gonna go find Daddy? Yeah. Here you go. Oh. What's that? Oh. Thank you. Oops.
It has a rubber that clicks on desk.
Oh. Thank you. Okay, go find Daddy. I'll be done in just a minute, okay? And we can all hang out. Okay? Can I help you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back, guys. One sec.
No.
Okay, hello. She is in Daddy's loving arms. I've got so many stickers on me at this point. I love it. Yeah. I'm gonna peace out in just a couple minutes here, but she was sleepy and she wanted help, so. But yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about, but that's okay. But the ads? What ads? The ads that were redeemed? I mean, I'll give all the points back for those. I literally just did ads, so I can't run any ads anyway. Yeah, I'll be streaming again this evening. I don't know what time. It'll be after Clark's asleep, so. Like 8 or 9 p.m. BST. It'll probably only be a couple hours long, but yeah. What kind of stream? I don't know. Did your Rainbow Heelys arrive? No. They have not arrived yet. A study hall? We can do a study hall. That's not a bad idea. Yeah. Will you play? If I'm doing a study hall, I won't be playing anything. I will be making something. Yeah, I'll make some lettuce tea and then I'll just sit until I feel sleepy. It'll be exhilarating. Okay. What are we going to make? I don't know. Let's see. What do we got here? Self-care, best care. Thank you for the 25 months. Theo Einer for the 15. Beam Me Bow. Thank you for the 4. Wild Gamer Angel for the 68. Parade of Laughter for the 15. Kelly for the 11. Oh, I missed Kelly. J Money for the 33. Zenzia for the 50. Chiyuku for the 60. Happy 5 years. Thank you so much. Pizza Panties. Thank you for the 8. Tom Servo for the 55. Pudge Peep for the 9. Happy Twitch Baby. Mr. Ow for the 34. Katie DeCat for the biddies. Line for the 45. Sphinx Hijinks for the 9. Happy Twitch Baby. Resnick for the 50. Laura, thank you again for the raid. I appreciate it. Hunter Ganzi, thank you for the 3 months. B-Dang, thank you for the 16. Kibber for the 75. Cornbread Kent for the 6. Barbecue Head for the 80. God. Ori Rocks, thank you for the 26. Isaac for the gifted sub. Jump Troop for the 23. Avi gifted a sub as well. Thank you guys so much. Devazala, thank you for the 10. The A11 for the 63. Gradverg for the 40. Sugar Soap for the 5. Endeavor for the 50. Nines May for the 58. Yadi Scala, again, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you so much. Nix Pip, thank you for the 23. Pazda for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Slime and Cyber Arcanist, thank you both very much for the gifted subs. I appreciate that. Slash for the 6. Joe for the 34. Elbarafi, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you so much. Sarah Barra for the 21. Dart UK for the 18. Arnar and Dr. Subterfuge, thank you very much for all of the gifted subs. Base God Gumi, thank you for the 32. Ampsan for the 75. Calculate for the 21. Weird Uncle Jay for the gifted sub. Edward McDougall for the 45. And Arnar for gifted subs right at the end here as well. Thank you, thank you. If you're gifted a sub, be sure be sure that you take the time to say thank you because it's very generous. All right, Distant Cacophony. They've done many of Tomatoes emotes. They were a mod for a long while. They usually stream on the weekends. I hope. All right, let's see if they are streaming. They are not streaming right now. So, Slime, I will give your points back. And we'll see who's streaming from my list. That's Sam. My husband. Who haven't we streamed? Who haven't we rated in a long time? Let's see. Go say hi to Zoe. Host Sam. Hi, Joe. Let's go say hi to Zoe. Okay. Dodger Sings the Post Show was redeemed for Good King Mog. So here we go. Thank you all very much for watching Saturday Morning DOOGER. Tomorrow is Manga Pod. So if you'd like to show up for that, I'll be doing that. But otherwise... Oh, no, tonight I'll do an extra stream. Right, we just talked about that. So I'll see you tonight if you're looking for something to watch. Good King Mog, oh, Good King Mog, bum dum ba dum ba. Good King Mog, oh, Good King Mog, bum bum dum ba. Good King Mog, oh, Good King Mog, bum bum ba bum ba. Good King Mog, oh, Good